morning everyone, we are from Group 2, the Lab Rats. So our group will be presenting how to take care of your pets. So Anisha, I will start off with the first part, which is the most important part, is what you should know and what you should understand before having a pet. We often fall in love with the ideas of adopting pets, but are you really ready to have a pet? But no worries, today I will bring you through whatever that you need to know before you have a pet. So before that, I would like you to question yourself. Why do you want to have pets? Is it because they are cute? They make you feel less alone and more comfort when you are home? Or do you enjoy their company and the laughter that they make? Or you want to have someone to assure you when you are sad? Those are the beautiful reasons of having a pet, but let me tell you what the reality is. Pets are not always cute and cuddly. They can be sick, and you need to handle with heavy and expensive of veterinary medicine bills, medical cares, and also emergency care as well. They are also a home destroyer. Some, not all, they are devils. They can destroy your furniture or make mess around the house or even scratch around. So, before you bring a furry friend into your house, ask yourself, are you ready for that? So, having a pet is not just a hobby. It requires a long-term commitment we can take up to 10 or 20 years. You need to understand your responsibility in terms of feeding, grooming, exercise, and even spare up sometimes to make bonds with them. There will also be an adjustment period for the first and the second week when they are first entered into your house. They can be confused, they can be anxious and overwhelmed, which they need some time to acclimate to the new environment and the new routine. So, as a pet owner, what you can do is being patient and show love, kindness, and make them feel secure and safe. And also, are you ready to change your lifestyle to fit their daily needs? For example, if you have a busy schedule, are you really willing to take some of your time to make bonding with them, to exercise or play with them, or even when they get sick, are you willing to take an off day to bring them to the veterinary? So, if you are mentally prepared, let's move on to the next part, which is the financial preparation. People always say that having pets is not a cheap thing. But don't worry, I have breakdown into 3 parts, which is the initial investment, medical expenses, and also daily needs. So, for initial investment, no matter you are adopting a dog from a shelter or buying it from a breeder, it will cost you for some money. Like if you're having from the shelter, it will cost around 100 or lesser. But if you buy from a breeder, depends on what breed you are having. The more rare the species, the breed is, the more expensive it will go. And also buying cages, bowl, beddings, leash, and also litter box. Those are the setup costs before you have the pets. And you need to prepare some budget for medical expenses, for regular checkup, vaccination, deworms, defleas or tick control, emergency, or you even think of buying a pet's insurance. There are also ongoing expenses like foods and treats, supplements, accessory, toys and enrichment, and even grooming supplies. Besides that, you have to prepare your environment, your house environment for pets. Make sure that your house is safe and it's a pets-friendly house. You need to keep all those sharp items or chemical substance away from the house to make sure that your pets would not reach it out. Besides, you need to also equip your house with pet essentials. For example, beddings, toys, and also the most risky part that owners tend to forget is be aware of the toxic plants to pets. There are some plants that it is toxic to pets, such as aloe vera, sago palm, lilies, and also monstera. Those plants are dangerous to cats and dogs. After they inject, they will show a severe sign, and it might also cause death in your pets. So once you have prepared for your mentally, your environmental, and your financial parts, you should ask yourself, you want to have a cat or a dog? Cats are usually more independent and low maintenance. They need less spaces for them to play around, so it's the apartment-friendly pets, and they are also a quiet companions. Cats can groom themselves, and they can litter in the house as long as you prepare the litter box and the litter site. So pets are generally a low maintenance animal. While for dogs, they are loyal, they are affectionate, and they are active companions. They require space to play, and they need outdoor access. You need to spend more time for dogs, and you need to give them more attention compared to cats. So after you have picked whether to have a cat or a dog, don't forget about the research part. Different breeds of dog or cats or different age will require different type of management in terms of groomings, activity levels, and also temperament. Consider of age. Younger pets are more cute, but they need more attention. While for eldest pets, they are more calm, but also they need more medical attention. Next is for the nutrition and diets. As what I mentioned, young and eldest pets, they need more attention as well. They have a different nutrition value between both ages. So you might need to look out for what they are needed in their life to make sure that they are fit and healthy. And also you might want to learn about what are they trying to express when they vocalize. And also if you wish to train them, like you want a dog to play around with you, you might have to look up how do you train them. And also you need to research what are the basic essential needs for them to in your house when you are bringing them into your home. And last but not least, you need to make research. Is there any the nearest veterinary care at your housing area? And what are the medical attention needed for your pets? So if you are still not clear of how to be a pet's owner, there are guidelines, active pet ownership guidelines for the 5 freedom of animal welfare, which you can follow. The first is freedom from hunger and thirst. Make sure that your pets are always access to food and drinks. The second is freedom from discomfort. Make sure that you provide them a suitable environment and a suitable resting area to make them feel more comfortable. Next is freedom from distress. Make sure that you give them love and also avoid them from mental suffering. The next one is freedom from pain, injury, and disease. Make sure that you give medical attention to your pets. If they are sick, bring them to the nearest veterinary care. And lastly is freedom to express normal behavior. Make sure that you prepare enough spaces for your pets to let them to express their normal behavior, and also give them enrichment and maybe another company of their kinds so that they can express their normal behavior. To wrap this up, if you are ready to prepare pets after you have listened to what I said, then congratulations. So that's it for my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Insan. So I'm Jenny, and today I'm going to present on the second subtopic, which is your pet trying to tell you something, and to understand their behavior and their demands. So we often come up with a lot of questions of our pets. Is my pet getting angry? Is my cat judging me? Is it happy? Is my pet in pain? Is why my cat keep kissing me? Or do my pets love me? So why is this important? Why we need to understand our pet's body language? So the most important thing is to build stronger bonds. When we keep pets, we live with them, right? And human and cats and dogs, we have different lifestyles. So they cannot speak. We are the one who needs to understand them to give them their needs. Besides that, we need to improve their well-being. As my friend said, we need to support the 5 freedom for the pets. So we need to create a supportive environment for our pets. We also need to foster safer interactions. This can be seen in a lot of dog owners in which they have aggressive dogs. So as a responsible owner, we need to take care of them and train them so that we can address their behavioral problems. Catitude. So what's so special about cats? Cats are actually a very subtle and independent animal, and usually we can see body language from their key features such as the eyes, the ears movement, the body posture and tail. However, context comes first. So what is meant by context actually? Context is to see from your cat's perspective. It includes the body direction of the cat, physical cues and surroundings. For body directions, usually for a cat, when it directs its body to a certain direction, that means the cats are forecasting their intentions. When they are looking at you and direct their body towards you, it may indicate that they are responding to you and they are interacting with you. Physical cues, like just now, the eyes, tail's movement, body posture, and the ears. And surroundings. What's so important about surroundings? So a cat's normal behavior, they don't like to be stressed and confined to a dark space. When they are confined in such space, they don't have a place to escape. So cats can be both predators and prey animals. So they need a place to hide. So provide them with relaxing and open space, such as providing high perches in your house can help them to find a place to hide from strangers if you have some strangers at home. So simple interpretations. You need to note the difference in context. For example, same movement, the tail lifted vertically. When a cat's greeting you with the tail up, lifted vertically, it may indicate it's confident, comfortable, or open to your existence. But when it's meeting other cats in its own territory, you see the tail is up. But it's not always the case that the cat is greeting other cats. It may indicate it's preparing to attack the other cats, or is potentially aggressive towards other cats. So you need to judge by the overall body expression as well. Fun fact, the Venus cat trap. So we usually see a lot of owners complaining that they approach their cat with a very good intentions, but their cat scratch them. So a cat exposing its belly is expressing relaxation, trust and security, but it's not always the case that it needs a belly rub. The other context is that the cat is ready to fight with that position, and with its claws, it can sharp. So let's look at the key body features of cat one by one. As I said that cats are subtle, so we need to see at the minor changes of their body language. So for tail, when it's high, friendly and vibrating, it usually indicates excitement, comfortable or happy towards your existence. So however, vibrating can mean that the cat is spraying urine to mark the territories as well. So when the cat's tail is low down and tucked, like this cat, it may indicate anxious, uneasiness, and fearful of this cat. So when the cat is flicking, it may shift from a very acceptable position to an annoyed position. Like when you are petting the cat, sometimes it's comfortable with you petting it, but after sometimes upset, and that's when you will see flickering of the tail. Eyes. So actually there are lots of factors that affect the eyes to be dilated or constricted, judging by the environment, the light presence, but judging by the behavior, usually dilated indicates excitement, anger, or fear, and when narrow, it usually indicates aggression or upset. When the cat is slowly blinking, people may say that it is showing love, and yes, it do showing trust, and it means that the cat is comfortable with you around. However, it also based on a lot of context. For ears, it's easy. When it's forward, that means it's engaged of your activities, calm and confident. When it's high directed, it may indicate alertness and playful. When you can see that when they are playing with you. So when the ears are turning back, you can see it when you are bringing your pet to the animal hospital, where the vets are handling your pet. You can see ears turning back. It usually indicates they are angry or fearful of the strangers. Vocalizations. So cat growl or hiss, and it's clear enough, is asking you to back off or feeling threatened. Yowling. It usually means that it is out of option, demanding, or even in heat. Purring or trill. Purring usually means that it is a friendly approach. However, it may indicate pain as well, as it's like it's comforting itself. Or trill is a happy voice, or when the mother is calling his kittens. Otherwise, meowing could mean almost everything, like from hunger or simple chattiness. A general posture expression of a relaxed cat is to expose its body parts, letting their guard down, showing interest and willing to be touched by you, while aggressive cats usually will stand their hairs looking bigger, back arch, turning sideways, in which, in this position, they are ready to escape or ready to fight. For dogs, actually dogs are very expressive animals and they are social animals. So I will present it in a very different way with cats, in which I will look it into a very general picture. And of course, beware of the context as well, as body language are usually affected by a lot of context and factors. So a relaxed dog usually they have soft eyes, and the forehead will have no wrinkles. Their mouth will be open, like painting, or closed without tensions, and you won't see any wrinkles around the mouth. So the ears will high and forward, indicating it's assertive of its surroundings or happy to accept its surroundings. And the tail will be loosely waggling, held even with its spine. Alert dog behavior. You can usually see this in a canine dog, which is well trained and alert to its surroundings. So you can see usually the tail will be extended from the body and its tension, some tension of the body, and the ear points forward towards the stimulus, and the mouth is closed. In a stressed dog, you will see sometimes is presenting with some comforting signs, like it's comforting itself. So it started to have some lip-licking, like self-grooming signs, or it's crouching, so it appears lower and it's trying to avoid from you. In aggressive dogs, you will see signs like raising upper lip or exposing its teeth. It is a time that for you to back off. And the tail usually low or high above body, depends on different contexts. And the eyes will fix on the thread and the heart stay at you. So the ears will be forward or to the side based on different contexts as well. So in conclusion of my presentation, so I will present with a table to compare between dogs and cat different behaviors. When it's relaxed, usually a cat will have their mouth closed and their tail will be up. While for dogs, the mouth will be open, painting and wagging its tails. For both animals, trusting behavior is like opening body gestures. Nervous. When the cat is nervous, it will be like more flattened, ears at side and tense. While for dogs, it's like calming itself, self-grooming, avoid eye contact, tense, and with low tail. When both animals are scared, they try to be crouching, head low, and tail will be tucked. But especially for dogs, it will have trembling signs. For angry cats, the ear will be back, hissing, and it growls. For dogs, it growls as well, and the teeth will be back. So that's all from my presentation, so we can move on to the next presenter.
Hey, hello everyone, my name is Krista. So now I'll start on the next topic. So before this, I'd like to ask everyone a question. Have you ever wondered why your cat is sleeping all day, 20 hours, and it's not like, is it planning something secretly, or is it having some issues? And have you ever wondering of a dog looking at its bowl, staring only and not eating, and have you wondered like, what is it in your mind, brother? And so, it's a reminder to everyone that our pets can't speak. They cannot tell you that I'm not feeling well and uncomfortable. So that's why these are the signs that need to like notice in them. And they're also master of disguise, as the dogs, like when they're happy or they're angry and they're sick, they always wag their tail. So it's hard to like differentiate if they are really sick or this like is their normal behavior. And for cats, they may be sleeping all day and actually there might be something in them. And so this topic is important for every pet owner to know the signs of illness, for every pet owner to know and to notice in them. Okay, first let's talk about some red flags. So I listed a few common signs of sickness in cats and dogs that we shall notice. For example, vomiting is very common. That can see in a sick cat or dog. And so diarrhea, especially in puppies or infections. And you can see there is change in urination or defecation habits. For example, they maybe have a habit of defecating in the toilet or in their like pee tray, but this time they are defecating everywhere in the house, or they may have decreased appetite, like they reduce eating, or they may have excessive scratching, licking, or biting on their body or their paw. Also, they have be very unusually tired, keep sleeping all day, or may have sneezing like humans. And these are this part of it, and there are so many more for us to notice in them. So next, talk about parasite. So parasites are those tiny creatures that we can or we cannot see, and they see our pets like all-you-can-eat buffet. So I differentiated parasites into two major groups. One is ectoparasites and one is endoparasites. Let's see about endoparasites first. So endoparasites are the tiny creatures that live within your pet's body, such as the heart and also the intestines. The common examples that we heard are heartworms in dogs, or we can heard of roundworms and tapeworms as well. So for ectoparasites, it's the tiny creatures that live on your pet's external body, for example in the ear, the skin, or on the fur. So we always heard like fleas, ticks, and also mites in our pets. Then how do you know if your pet is a parasite? Have you ever seen a dog scooting like this, like it's having a break dance? Or have you seen a cat keep scratching its body like it's like playing guitar? Actually, these are not something cute to be seen in them, but it's a sign for you to know that they are having something in their body. So there are a few signs that we can see if they have parasites, such as diarrhea, or weight loss in a very short period of time, or scooting like this picture, or you can see some jumping or crawling parasites on their body, or you can see them keep scratching, licking or biting on their body or their fur or on their legs, or you can see them coughing unusually, or also see them see some worms in the feces, and these are just part of it. And if you see any signs of this, it's very important to seek help from the vet and bring them to the vet as soon as possible. So as same like human, our cats also have infections, and infections can come from three major categories, such as bacteria, virus, and also fungus. So bacteria have a few examples like leptospirosis that also happen in human. It's come from the rat urine, and such as salmonellosis and also campylobacter. So for viral, I've differentiated into two groups. One is dogs and cats. So for the dogs, we always heard of canine parvovirus, especially in the puppies. We also heard of rabies, which is a very famous and fertile disease, and also heard of the canine distemper virus. So for cats, we have feline calicivirus, feline panleukopenia, and also feline herpes virus 1. And for fungus, we also heard of ringworm before. It's like a very round shape. It will appear like round appearance on your or your pet's skin, and have like lots of fur around the area. And so have Malassezia yeast and also aspergillosis. So you might be wondering, then how do I know? They don't speak, right? So these are the signs as well. You can see some skin infections in them, you can see reddening of the skin, you can see some flaky skin or scaling, Or you may see that my pet's coat is very oily without them playing with oil. Or you can see that they have a very bad odor or very distinct odor from their usual pet shampoo. And also have keep scratching, itchiness, and oozing patches on their skin as well. Or you can see reddening and thickening of the skin. These are just part of the infection signs that you can see, but it's important to notice and bring the vet as soon as possible. So for allergies, not only human, our pets also do have allergies, such as food allergies like us. Some pets also have allergies to chicken, to fish, to salmon as well. And we also have environmental, contact irritants, and also flea allergies. So as the same as the previous few infections or parasites, these allergies also show signs in the body, such as vomiting, diarrhea, sneezing, watery eyes. They also may have excessive hair loss at some usual areas or skin lesions and also itchiness. All these don't mean that they are boring or what. And if these signs persist or anything, you should always seek for the vet as soon as possible. Okay, so let's move on to routine vet procedures for pet health. Of course, we know that all this prevention is always cheaper than curing them. So first, let's talk about vaccination. So vaccination is a very important step in taking care of your pets. It's like a superhero in the street. So for vaccination, you might be wondering, if I adopted a kitten, then when should I start vaccinating them? So we can start vaccinating them as early as 6 weeks old, and you shall always bring to the vet first to consulted by the vet. And you might be thinking, then I might not be free every day to bring them for the booster or next vaccination. Then when is it? So actually, the primary vaccine usually requires 3 to 4 weeks interval to the next one. So once you completed the full vaccination schedule, the next booster usually require like 6 months or 1 year later. And as like human, all these vaccination in pets also have side effects. So like we have COVID vaccination, the pets also do feel discomfort and local swelling at the vaccination site. They also have decreased activity. They will be showing like sleepy or tired, keep hiding in their place, or they may have mild fever. And all these signs actually depends on each individual, because each individual have different side effects. Okay, last question you might be asking, if I'm lazy to bring to my pet to the vet nearby, or the vet clinic may be very far from me, then can I do it at home by myself? It's a big no, because vaccination can only be done by a certified veterinarian, and please don't go to any suspicious people who say I can do it at home for you. Okay, next, parasite control and prevention. I have mentioned there are 2 types of parasite previously, which is ecto and endoparasites. So we also have different types of parasite control and prevention. So for targeting the endoparasites, we have ivermectin, and we also have ectoparasite prevention, and as well as a combination of both, which includes ecto and endoparasites. And for administration routes, if we have some products that do offer oral routes, such as you give them and they'll eat it, or have topical routes such as you spray on their body surface, and also spot on such as some products. You just need to open the furs between at the neck area or the shoulder area, and you apply it on there. They also have injectables, and this is the vet to be done. And all these different routes actually depends on the product and the manufacturer's instructions. And for the importance of parasite control and prevention, it's always very important to do this step, as it can prevent irritating infestation in the pets, as they can prevent serious disease caused by the parasites such as heartworm. And so these parasites are always everywhere around us. It may be around the soil area or in the household, and it's important to prevent better than cure. And lastly is to prevent zoonotic disease, as there are a lot of parasites that can transmit the disease from the pets to you. Okay, moving on to dental care. Same like human, our pets also do need dental care. And these are like the picture of a dog's teeth you can see, and what are the importance of dental care in the vet clinic. So it's important to be as a prevention of dental diseases such as tooth decay or dental build-up. And if your dog or cat has some tooth decay or infections, they may serve as a road for systemic diseases. This is important to prevent as well. And so to improve quality of life, like human, when the pets have poor teeth, right, they also can't chew and bite properly. Then this really affects how they eat, because they feel pain every time they chew. And examples of dental care procedures in the vet clinic that the vet can do is such as oral examination, dental scaling like the picture above, dental charting where the vet will examine all the teeth and so jot down one by one, and so tooth extractions in the cat or dog needed, especially in the old age. So last one is annual health checkups. So the importance of annual health checkups, like human, you always go to the clinic once a year to do a full checkup or what. As our pets, they grow really fast and grow old fast, very fast too. So this annual checkup is very important for early detection of diseases. They may be having something on but you are not sure. It's also important for vaccination and parasite prevention. And so important to monitor age-related changes, especially in their organs. And also dental health assessment like I said before. And next, the common health checkups that the vet can do in the vet clinic are such as physical examination, blood tests to see the parameters in their blood and organs, dental evaluation like I spoke before, a weight and body condition score evaluation. If your dog or cat is getting too fat or too heavy, it's always advisable to advise by the vet to reduce the weight for their health. And also health record update and planning. So if your cat or dog needs some further planning, for example neutering, is also important to planning. Okay, so I talked about neuter just now. So what is neuter? You might be heard of this word many places and even in high export as well. So neutering is actually removing animals' reproductive organ to prevent them from reproducing. So there are two big terms under it, which is castration. Castration is a term for the male cat or dog, is to remove the testicles in them. And for spaying is a term for a female, is to remove the ovaries and uterus from them. Then you are thinking, then why should I do neutering? Because they can live well without neutering, right? So actually neutering has a lot of benefits. It is a simple surgery and can gain a lot of benefits. First, they have health benefits. For neutering, it can really prevent uterine infections and also testicular cancers in dogs and cats. And next, for behavioral benefits, especially the male cats and dogs, they have a lot of aggression, and so they will mark their places by their urine, or they roam around to breed, and this can be well prevented and also reduced by neutering and castration, and also to prevent unplanned pregnancies. You don't want to see your cat come back home pregnant, and then a few months later you can see a bunch of kittens appear in your house, and that's also have to reduce pet overpopulation, as we already have a lot of homeless pets around. It is really important to reduce them, and also especially longer lifespan, as we always want our pets to accompany us as long as possible. Okay, so in conclusion, our pets can't speak and can't tell that I'm not feeling well. That's why it's important for us to notice all the signs in them. So be the hero that speaks for them, and also seek for the vet help as soon as possible. Thank you, I'll pass to Shu.
So thank you, Crystal, for your presentation. So I'm Shui and I'll continue with my part. So let's start. So imagine this, you're walking to the pet store or even scrolling through Shopee or Lazada just to get your pet food for your pets. And there's just aisles and aisles of different types of pet foods, which range of kibbles, wet food, raw pet food diet, or even other types of treats and all. What is turkey food? What is even gastrointestinal diet? So I believe that a lot of us will be very confused, but do not worry, I'm here to cut through the noise for you. So let's buckle up and I will bring you to a world of pet nutrition. So let's start with the million-dollar question. What are the types of pet food diets which is out there? So there are mainly three types, which is the commercial diet, raw diet, as well as the home-cooked diet. So I'll start with the commercial diet, which is mainly consists of kibbles and canned food. So for the advantages of commercial diets, it is convenient, time-saving, nutritionally balanced when labeled complete and balanced, scientifically formulated by vet nutritionists, long shelf life, as well as cost-effective. For the disadvantages, it may contain fillers or additive in lower quality brands. Some pets may be picky, and it is not tailored to individual pet needs unless it is a prescriptive diet. Next will be the raw food diet,
So for the advantages, it mimics a more natural ancestral diet. It often has high in protein and moisture. It may improve food condition of our pet or dental health if bones are fed safely, and there is no preservative or artificial ingredients if it is homemade. As for the disadvantages, there is a risk of bacterial contamination such as salmonella and listeria. It can be nutritionally unbalanced if it's not professionally formulated. It will be unsafe if bones may cause choking or injuries. It is tentatively more expensive and time consuming, and it is not suitable for immunocompromised pets or humans. And for the third one will be the home cooked diet. For the advantages, it is more customizable for our pets with allergies or medical needs. It is made with fresh, whole ingredients, and it strengthens bond between pets and owners. For the disadvantages, it is more time consuming to be prepared. It is easy to miss key ingredients without our vet guidance, and it requires regular monitoring and adjustment, and it can be costly depending on the ingredients we buy. So sometimes food does not just nourish, it heals. For pets with problems such as kidney problem, diabetes, allergies, which require special diets for their treatments, we can take a look at different types of tailored nutrition which can help with their healing process. So for the therapeutic diet, there is mainly 10 of different types of therapeutic diet, which consists of renal diet, obesity diet, thyroid diet, diabetic diet, hydrolyzed diet, urinary diet, dental diet, gastrointestinal diet, recovery diet, as well as joint diet. So I'll only be mainly focusing on a few of the therapeutic diets. So first and foremost will be the renal diet. It's mainly for pets with kidney diseases. So it has a low phosphorus, which slows kidney damage, moderate protein, which reduces kidney workload, low sodium, which protects cardiovascular health, omega-3 fatty acids for anti-inflammatory purposes, high calorie and palatable, which encourages eating, as well as rich in B vitamins, which replaces losses in urine. For the next one will be obesity diet. As what the title said, it is mainly for weight management patients. It has high in fiber, which promotes satiety, low calorie density with fewer calories per gram, balanced nutrient profile, which prevents deficiency, and it may include L-carnitine, which helps with burn of the fat. The next one will be hydrolyzed diet. It is mainly for pets with food allergies. It has proteins which are broken down into amino acids and peptides, which are the smaller forms, and where it's too small to trigger an immune response, which is the allergies. And it's used for diagnosis and a long-term management for pets with a history of allergies recurrency. The next one will be the urinary diet. It is mainly for pets with bladder stones or crystals. It helps to dissolve some stone types such as struvite, and it adjusts urine pH and limits stone-forming minerals. It encourages pets to increase of their water intake, and it may be a lifelong diet to prevent recurrence. The next one will be dental diet. It is mainly for pets with history of dental problem. It is generally larger, fibrous kibbles, which promotes chewing and plaque removal. It helps slow down tartar and calculus formation, as well as support overall oral health in dogs and cats. For the next one will be the gastrointestinal diet. It is mainly for pets with weak GIT system, which is the gastrointestinal system. It is highly digestible, which is gentle on the GIT tract. It has moderate to low fat for pancreatitis cases, and it often also includes omega-3s and prebiotics. As the saying goes, sharing is caring. We all love to share with our pets, especially during our dinner time. We will normally throw some table scraps for our pets, or even give them a bit of comfort when they're feeling unwell. But do you know that some everyday food which we normally consume is actually very dangerous and deadly for our pets? So let's go through some of the biggest hidden dangers in our kitchen as well as our medicine cabinets. So first and foremost, everybody loves chocolates, right? But chocolate is really dangerous for our pets as it contains theobromine and caffeine, which can cause vomiting, tremors, seizures, and heart issues. The next will be grapes and raisins. It can lead to sudden kidney failure in dogs, and toxic doses varies. Even small amounts can be dangerous. The next would be onion, garlic, and chives, which is a really common ingredient which we will include in our normal daily food. It can cause destruction of red blood cells, which will lead to anemia, and both raw and cooked forms are harmful. The next one will be xylitol, which can be found in sugar-free gum, candy, or toothpaste. It can trigger rapid insulin release, which leads to hypoglycemia in our pets and will lead to liver failure in our dogs. The next one will be raw bread dough, which consists of yeast. It will expand our pet's stomachs, which will cause bloat, gas, and alcohol toxicity. The next one will be alcohol, and even tiny amounts can depress the nervous system, which will cause vomiting, tremors, coma, and even death. Next one will be fatty foods such as bacon and fried foods, which seem tempting for us to give our pets. It can cause pancreatitis, which leads to vomiting, pain, and potentially hospitalization. The next one will be Panadol, paracetamol, and acetaminophen. It is extremely toxic to cats and harmful to dogs in high doses. It causes liver damage, oxygen transport issues, and death. So even if your pets are sick, please ensure to just bring them to the nearest vet. So for the next one will be dairy products. Many pets are actually lactose intolerant, such as milk, cheese, and ice cream can cause diarrhea, gas, and bloating. It is not acutely toxic but can cause digestive upsets. The last one will be macadamia nuts. It causes weakness, tremors, vomiting, fever, and even small amounts can make our dogs really sick. Do you sometimes notice that your pet is constantly scratching, rolling around, or getting a stomach upset? Food allergies and intolerance are much more common than you think, and the signs often will show up on their skin or in their stomach. So let's take a look on how to spot allergies in our pets and what can we do. So for the common symptoms find, it's itchy skin, especially on the ears, paws, and face, red and inflamed skin, recurrent ear infection, vomiting or diarrhea, flatulence or stool, excessive licking or scratching or rolling around on the floor. For the common triggers, which are found in daily pet food, which is the beef, chicken, dairy, meat, soy, or egg. Most allergies are due to proteins and not rates. And how it is diagnosed. Elimination diet trial from 8 to 12 weeks or the hydrolyzed or lower protein diet will be prescribed. It is gradually reintroduced old foods to find the culprit of the allergy causes. As for the dietary adjustment, we'll switch to hydrolyzed protein diet or lower protein, which I've mentioned in the previous slides, such as duck meat or kangaroo meat. And remember to always avoid table scraps or treats during food trial, and always work with your veterinarian for a proper planning. So move on, and I'll pass on to Jay for the next presentation.
Thank you, Shui. Good morning, everyone. My name is Jay, and today I'll be talking about how to take care of sick pets. Pets are part of our family, and when they are sick, they depend completely on us. Unlike human, pets tend to hide their pain and they will not eat the medication on their own. So it is all up to us as a responsible owner to know how to take care of your pets. I will be talking about three main points here, which are the post-surgery care, giving medication, and love and attention. So first of all, set up a quiet recovery area. You may provide a strict cage rest to prevent any excessive movement. And if you have any children or other pets at home, please keep them away from your sick pets to prevent any disturbance, and also away from stairs to prevent any jumping up and down. You should also check the surgical wound daily. It is normal to see mild redness, minimal swelling. This is just part of the healing process, which will reduce by time, so don't worry. As for if you see any discharge, bleeding, open incision, or even severe swelling at the surgical wound, you should immediately contact your vet. And next is pain management. Usually after surgery or any vet visit, your vets may prescribe you some medication, and you should keep following your vet's prescription, and you should never skip doses. Next is to prevent leaking or biting of the surgical wound, because animals will tend to bite their wound due to itchiness. You should put on e-collar, or we call it Elizabethan collar as shown here, or surgical suit, which is this one. This is to prevent opening of the wound, inflammation, and or even suture breakdown caused by the leaking or biting of the wound, and this can delay recovery. For the recovery times, it varies by surgery. For minor surgery like neutering, it usually takes about 10 to 14 days, and for major surgery such as bone surgery, it will take a longer time, which is 6 to 8 weeks. And it is important to follow up with your vet after recovery or surgery, because your pets might require a suture removal, and for example, bone surgery, your pets may require an implant removal. Now, why is post-surgery care so important? Because poor caring can lead to infections, delayed healing, or even emergency. And if you encounter this, you will have to bring your pets to the vet again, and this will cost you some money. Hence, we want to prevent complications and also avoid unnecessary expenses. Lastly is to improve pet comfort. Now, let's talk about how to give medication. Usually, the vets will dispense some medication for you to give, and there are 3 forms, which are the oral, ears or eyes drop, or topical. For oral, they are pill and liquid form, and for ears or eyes drop, they are ear cleansers or medication. And for topical, they are cream or ointments. So let's look at the video here on how to give the pill. So you have to hold the head up, and then with another hand pull down the mouth, and then just drop the pill and gently push it in. As for the liquid form, you will have to prepare a syringe with the medicine, slide at the side of the mouth, and then just slowly push it in. And giving oral medication can be tricky, so here are some tips for you. For dog, you may hide the pill in the can of canned food or treats, because dog will usually just eat up everything. Unless they are not in a good appetite, then you will have to use the method I showed just now. For cat, you can wrap them in a towel, because when they feel uncomfortable or stressed, they will struggle and they can scratch you. So you can also trim the nails first before giving. And pill popper, as shown on this green thingy, you can use this for tablet or capsule. Eyes or ears medication, and you can do it like this, which you will flip up the ears and then drop the eardrops following your vet's prescription. After that, just gently massage at the base of the ear. And for eyes, you will need one hand holding the mouth, and then another hand at the back of the head. Then just lift up the eyelid and then drop it directly on the eyes. Your pet may struggle a little, and you may need help from other person to hold them for you. For topical medication, usually you will use for cream or ointments. You can just apply a thin layer directly on the wound using a cotton bud, and avoid touching the wound to prevent contamination using gloves. For topical parasitic prevention, which we also call it flea and ticks prevention, you can just apply at the back of the neck by parting the fur between the shoulder blade as shown here until the skin is visible. Then just apply the full content of the tube directly to the skin. But be careful, this medication can be harmful to your skin, and you should avoid touching it and wash your hand afterwards. Now let's not forget one of the most powerful healing tools, which is your love and attention. Your pets can feel scared or depressed when they are in pain. So being present by their side is important by just spending time with your pets, talking to them, or just sitting next to them. Gentle physical contact such as petting not only help reduce their stress but also yours. You can also provide soft bedding, warm blankets, their favorite toys for them, and also avoid loud noises from the environment to provide comfort. And lastly, positive reinforcement. Don't forget to praise and reward them with treats after the treatment, such as giving medication. And because this not only motivates them but also strengthens the bonds between you and your pets. So in conclusion, caring for sick pets is not just about giving medication, it is also about being there for them. Your love and attention is as important as any medication, and with your care, they will feel less scared and recover faster. Thank you for listening, and I hope you gain from my presentation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Jay. So, hi, I'm Jocelyn. So today I'm your guide to the very wonderful pet world where we can see kittens, puppies from their first tail wagging until their golden senior years. So the first questions that arise from my presentation would be, how do you care for pets at different life stages? We can divide puppies and kittens into their age, which are 0 to 7 weeks old, and senior pets, which age above 10 years old for cats and age above 8 years old for dogs. Let's dive into puppies and kittens first, the babies. So they are born with immature immune and digestive system, and they are extremely fast in growing up. So tailor-made care and also detailed care should be given in order to let them grow up smoothly and healthily. The very first important thing that need to be done after they are born is to check for congenital defects such as a cleft palate. Cleft palate can lead to difficulty in eating and nursing, and also poor growth. This is anatomical picture that I have already attached, and for D is the soft palate and C is the hard palate where cleft palate can happen. And here, this cleft lid is also one of the congenital problems that can be found in puppies and kittens. So let's move on to the behavior of puppies and kittens. We actually divide the developmental stage into three, which are the neonate, transitional stage, and socializing stage. For neonates, they are aged from birth to 2 weeks. Neonates are extremely lazy, I can say that, as they sleep for about 90% of the day. And they require anal and urinary release stimulation by their own mom or by us if they are orphan. This is a correct demonstration of the stimulation by gently tapping a wet towel or wet tissue on the anus region or just below the anus region. The neonate should be having body temperature of 35 to 37 degrees Celsius, and it should be maintained by their mother themselves or by us if we are the breeder or when they are orphan. So it can be maintained by giving them a heat pad or just DIY ourselves with a latex glove filled with warm water. So moving on to the transitional stage of the puppies, it is very critical for them to socialize during this age and begin the socializing window as it closes at 12 to 14 weeks of age. They will learn how to be disciplined and social skills such as how to play and how to stop biting. So these are some of the significant events that will happen during their neonate life that I have noted down, and as a breeder or as a pet owner should know. The first one is the dry up and fall off of umbilicus during day 3. Moving on to day 5 to day 6, they will be able to support themselves on the front leg, and day 10 to day 14, their eyes and ear canal are fully open so that they can receive stimulus from the environment. Starting at this point of time, you can start talking or even interact with them. Moving on to the day 18 and day 21 of age, they will start to attempt to walk, and also they can concentrate their own urine. Which means that we will not need to stimulate them anymore, as they can urinate themselves. For day 21 and above, we should start to allow attempts of socialization among the puppies and kittens, as if the interaction with humans and animals are absent at this stage, they will become anxious and aggressive in the future. When taking care of neonate, we cannot forget about feeding, right? So for feeding, it's extremely a lot, and the frequency is very high for neonate, which can reach around 10 times per day. It's either we can water feed them with milk replacer, or they should feed themselves on their mother. Well, here, this is a correct way of water feeding of a kitten, where they should be feeding right side up with laying on their bellies. For transitional stage, the feeding frequency should be decreased into 4 times per day, or for orphan, we should water feed them 4 times per day. While socializing stage, they should consume 3 times the amount of the calories required to meet their resting energy requirement. Now let's move on to the golden age of the pets, which is senior, where it age above 10 years old for cats and above 8 years old for dogs. So what do senior pets need in order for them to stay happy and healthy for as long as possible? The first and foremost, which is the very important one, will be the increased veterinary care. We should bring our senior pets to the clinic more often, minimally 2 times per year, because during the vet visits, there will be in-depth physical examination that will allow early detection of any age-related diseases, as we know that early detection can make a very big difference. For diet and nutrition wise, we should feed senior pet with more palatable and also easier digest feed, which help them to receive balanced nutrients. Moving on to the weight control, we know that dogs can be easily gain weight, while for cats it's otherwise. Cats can be easily influenced by their disease and cause in the weight loss. So weight control is extremely important in order for their longevity. To maintain the mobility of senior pets, we should give them gentle exercise as they are already senior. So such as swimming or gentle walk in the park should be enough, as they will develop motion-related diseases such as arthritis or even bone diseases. In humans, we will develop mental health disorder. So in pets too, they will experience cognitive decline, where they will experience confusion, change in behavior, which will lead them to very mass change in behavior, that we will need to often have frequent interaction with them, or buy puzzle toys for them to stimulate their brain in order to make their mind more sharp and active. While for environmental wise, we should provide soft bedding or even a closer proximity to the water and food for them to live in a less risk environment. Here are some of the common ailments in senior dogs, which includes dementia, arthritis, cancer, diabetes, kidney disease, and blindness. Arthritis can be shown by limping, reluctance to move, aversion to stairs, difficulty in standing or walking. While cancer, we can observe physical lumps or bumps on the body, changes in weight, sore that heal slowly, bleeding from the mouth, nose, or ears. While for diabetes, it is very common to happen among dogs aged 8 to 9 years old, in which they will show frequent thirst and increased urination with weight loss, fatigue, irritability, recurring infections, and slow healing of cuts and bruises. For kidney diseases, it can be shown with loss of appetite, weight loss, vomiting and brown discoloring on the tongue that may develop an ammonia smell to their breath too. For blindness, it is actually one of the normal aging process in which they will develop cataract, and we can see there's increased opacity in the pupil of the eye. For dementia, it's like humans, they will tend to forget familiar toys, they will forget their housebreaking techniques and even their own owners, which at some point will be very sad to the breeders, very sad to the owners. While for common ailments in senior cats, it is similar to the dog. While we have 4 more extra for cats. There are heart diseases, hypothyroidism, hearing and vision loss, and gastrointestinal disease. For heart diseases, it is most common to happen among cats, which is the hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, which leads to fate. In which I note here that fate is a blood clot and can become lodged where the aorta branches near the cat's hind legs, and they will develop sudden pain, hind leg paralysis, and localizing clinical signs. For hypothyroidism, they will show weight loss despite a very healthy and sometimes ravenous appetite, meaning they eat a lot but they are losing their weight. For hearing and vision loss are often secondary to many other disorders such as high blood pressure and injury, while hearing loss will secondary to chronic ear infections, polyps, or tumor. For gastrointestinal disease, it can be manifest as vomiting, diarrhea, lethargy, and loss of appetite. That's all from me. And in conclusion, we know that take caring of neonate pets and senior pets are not easy and it's very challenging. But these are the times that pets need their owner's attention as also tender loving care. That's all from our group, and we'll move on to a Q&A session. First and foremost, for my part, is there any question?
I have a question.
Yes.
May I know, can puppies and kittens drink goat milk?
Okay. Actually, for goat milk, there's actually content such as lactose, in which their mummies, they will also have these ingredients. But for goat milk, it is slightly higher than their own mother's milk. Hence, for kittens or puppies that will slowly develop lactose intolerant when they age, will also have lactose intolerant to the goat's milk. So it is better to feed them with formulated milk replacer that is not based on milk. But you can make it as a secondary supplement to the primary formulated milk replacer. That's all.
Thank you.
So, due to time constraint, we will limit to 1 question per presenter. So now for the first part, for Insha part, is there any question for her?
Yes, I have a question. May I ask, how do I know if I'm mentally ready for a pet?
Okay, I think I do mention in my slide as well. Always question yourself. Always question yourself. Can you handle for the mess that your pets make? Are you ready to deal with their unusual behavior? And are you ready to sacrifice your time, your personal time, and also are you willing to adjust your daily routine? And also, are you mentally prepared and emotionally prepared? Because having a pet is a long time commitment. It's not just a day commitment, it's 10 years or even 20 years commitment. So if you think that you are ready for that, then you're on your right track. You can have your pets now, but if you are thinking to have a pet for a day, playing them around, maybe you're not really ready as a pet owner. Okay. Did I answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Any question?
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Inshan. So let's move on to the second presenter, Jenny.
Okay.
Any questions for her?
Okay, I'd like to ask, like, in your
opinion, what makes dog and cats body language and behavior different?
So as for me, because I will need to trace back to the evolutionary background of dogs and cats. So dogs are descended from pack of wolves, right? So they are social animals. That means if a dog come here, it may be more excited upon your existence and will come and approach you, and they are more expressive. For cats, they're descended from like solitary animals. They are born to be independent and it doesn't need a lot of social engagement. So when the cat is near you, it doesn't really comes and greets you as usual lah. So I think there is some of the evolutionary background matters there.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Jenny. Move on to the next presenter, Crystal. Is there any question for Crystal?
Okay, Jenny.
So we have to brush our pet's teeth, right? May I know how often how often should I brush, and can I use the human toothpaste?
Okay, thank you for your question, Jay. So ideally, like how the humans do, is ideal to like brush our pet's teeth every day or at least like 3 times a week. And for you asking that can you use a human toothpaste for a pet, is definitely no, because they might have many ingredients that are harmful to our pet. So it's better to go to a pet shop or vet clinic to purchase a pet toothbrush and toothpaste that is safe for them. Because like routine brushing can always like prevent the build-up of tartar and also plaque, and to prevent like dental diseases, and this is very important for your pets. Do I answer your question?
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Crystal. Next one is Shu Wei. Any question for Shu Wei?
Yeah. What if my pets, they won't eat the special food that I bought?
So I believe the special food you're referring to the therapeutic diet. So there's actually like a variety of flavors out there which we can pick, such as the uncommon one like crocodile meat, kangaroo meat, turkey, mackerel. There's like a variety of flavors which we can pick, and as well as textures. But if your pet is really very, very picky, you can actually go to the vet and ask for some appetite stimulant or booster. Yeah.
Thank you, Shu Wei. Last is Jie. Any questions for Jie?
Yes, I have a question for Jie. Can I shower my pet after taking it back from the vet? Because sometimes vet clinics really stinks.
If your pet is not feeling well, I would suggest not to bathe them, and also especially after surgery, because this will disturb the wounds and will delay recovery. However, it usually can be done like around 10 to 14 days after the wound is fully healed and sutures are removed, unless your vet advises otherwise.
Okay, thank you, Jie.
Okay. So we would like to conclude this session. Okay, so caring for pets is more than just feeding and paying. So as a future veterinarians or even just animal lovers, it's our job to make their lives as healthy as happy as possible.
Yeah.
Thank you.